And hello everyone, and good day, good evening, good night, depending on where you are on the planet. In any case, welcome to another match of the Resurrection Cup 2024, round of 32 still. We are freshly out of a very intense match. Caramba Chile taking it 5-3 against Team Rustics, and now it will be, on paper, the closest match, as it is seed 16 against 17, and for this match, accompanying me will be Crystal Enjoyer. Welcome.
Yeah, hello everyone. It's going to be quite the interesting match, as you mentioned. It's the closest seed. Is it going to be the closest match, though? It's a question. I think it can be asked because when you do look at the. Also, we're going to see warm-ups. Be ready. It's very interesting to see how the matchup is going to be. I think there's going to be very no-brainer bans on the side of 7 fedotoff, 1 turk. And for, I don't know what the Polish name, of course we're not going to say that name, Polish name that is yeah, I don't know what they're gonna ban.
Yeah, that Polish team, we're not even gonna try. I'm sorry to any Polish viewers. I don't want to accidentally offend any of you, so I'm just gonna call them the Polish team from now on. I think most of us are. As you said, definitely two very differently profiled teams. So the Polish team being seeded 16th, and team 7 fedotoff, 1 turk, sorry, seeding 17th out of qualifiers. If I were to analyze how differently these two teams would play, I feel like the more consistent roster, at least for low star ratings, would be the Polish team. And 7 fedotoff, 1 turk would be more reliant on the carry performance of a certain player by the name of Raikoho in their roster, who is by far the most noticeable player for the team and of this entire encounter. Raikoho is typically the type of player you would expect to see on those very highly stacked rosters of like top 3 seeding teams in this entire tournament. So
Yeah.
big player.
Yeah, I mean, of course, all eyes are going to be on Raikoho, but don't forget that this is one of 32. There's going to be a couple of players that can look for some performances. For example, CNI, I know is very strong. Dodges is also going to be the captain for this match. On the side of 7 fedotoff, 1 turk. Of course, for now, the players are not on the right slot, but that's okay. Yeah, I believe still that Polish team is going to be favored.
Yeah.
I don't think that's really big events, I think, for the Polish team.
Yeah, honestly, that Polish team, the tournament experience on that Polish team is looking very good. I'm very happy to see some of these players on this roster. Noticeable, recognizable faces in the modern tournament scene would be, for example, freshly out of the perennial match, both Hidayo and Silvery taking it against Team Parmesan. Hidayo with noticeable performances. Larox PL being part of the OWC 2021 roster for the Polish team. I believe BMG was in 2022, if I'm not mistaken, and Young Leosia was part of the 2024 3WC roster, so a lot of tournament experience. The only one I'm not as much familiar would be Tardis. And on the other roster, ironically, the only player I'm not familiar with is the only non-Turkish player. So,
Yeah. So it's going to be a fedotoff.
Yeah, fedotoff, definitely not the face I would find most recognizable on this roster, but you will recognize other names if you have followed Super World Cup in these past few years. Raikoho, of course, we talked about already, but joining him on this roster, other Turkish players who have been at least in one World Cup, to mention them, Heyroni, Shinkiro, Edis Bergsabest,
No.
some of these most recognizable Turkish faces.
And of course, I'm going to thanks about the raid. Thank you, Chromacia, for the raid. We always appreciate it. More people joining in. We love that. And yeah, you did mention some players. I think Young Leosia also can be worth mentioning that was also playing in the Easy World Cup. So maybe we could expect some easy on the free mods from Young Leosia on the side for the Polish team. Don't have to see. For now, we do see the first, second ban and stuff, the pick order, the ban order. Of course, no protect on this tournament. You know, sometimes it can be popular to have some protects. Here it's not going to be the case. And
Artists choosing to pick second in this matchup. So we are going to go into the ban phase. If we are to look at the qualifiers results, some noticeable differences in the skill sets are hidden in the favor of the Polish team, and on double time definitely in the favor of 7 fedotoff 1 turk. They have the much better double time scores on all 3 DTs, particularly a big gap on DT1, and their hidden roster seems to be quite lacking, especially in the reading department, with almost 700k difference on the hidden 2 in favor of the Polish team in the qualifiers. So, as we do know, this pool is significantly easier in terms of star rating though, so maybe not quite as widely spread in terms of skill cap, for example, but you definitely expect the Polish team to pick hidden in this matchup.
yeah, we can also expect some HD ban from the mostly Turkish team, so 7 fedotoff 1 turk. Can expect also maybe a DT2 ban, and yeah, we're going to have it. DT2 is really difficult for this pool. For round of 32, it's very complex, very techish, very tapping heavy. Reading also here and there, it's very tricky overall, and so if you're just not very too comfortable about this match, you just want to ban it, and it's going to be the case from the Polish roster. I would believe an AG2 ban will be safe to say for 7 fedotoff 1 turk. And to answer the chats, it was just a warm-up, and so yeah, it's already solved. Don't worry about it. We're absolutely professional.
Yep, totally professional, and as you did mention, the DT2 ban, and of course the reading ban, hidden 2, coming out of 7 fedotoff 1 turk. Completely logical ban, of course, banning the reading. I believe it's the widest gap there is of any map in the qualifiers between these two teams, so this ban totally makes sense. The DT2 ban to me is more interesting because out of the DT pool this week, I definitely feel like DT3 is the most speed abusable, but DT2 is longer, so, you know, relying slightly more on the consistency rather than explosive speed power. So I think perhaps DT2 was less break pointable for the Polish team than DT3, and right away opening the DT1 pick for 7 fedotoff 1 turk.
Yeah, that seems actually pretty fair. 7 fedotoff 1 turk will probably go for all of the big mechanics. This is what they're going to try to at least aim for. It's going to be on the DT1, definitely one of the most easy map of the entire pool, maybe of the entire tournament. Very DT1 farmy. Of course, the only thing to worry about is going to be the 10.3 on the AR. But besides that, pure aim, almost no tapping. It's going to be quite fine for pretty much all of the players. Or maybe you don't have a full roster and you're going to pay the price.
Yeah, it's very straightforward map. Typical DT1 slot. No surprises here. However, despite the gap being very big between these two teams in the qualifiers, I think it's about 600 to 700k in favor of 7 fedotoff 1 turk. The Polish team does still have quite a decent roster to put up on an easier DT1 lower star rating, so it might not quite be as one-sided as expected from looking at the scores in the qualifiers. And in an earlier match I was actually casting with Pi County, we saw a very similar outcome where the team that picked DT1 looked heavily favored and only ended up winning by about 200k, because one hit miss does happen very quickly on that type of aim consistency, fast aim map, so definitely still want to be careful. But at the very least, I do agree that DT1 does seem like the most solid opening pick there is for 7 fedotoff 1 turk.
Yeah, is it going to be the best pick from 7 fedotoff 1 turk? Absolutely not. Is it going to be probably the best opening pick that you can have? Probably yes, because as an opening pick, DT1 is really standard. And you want to be confident, you want to get the first point on the board. You want to open with a map that you know that all of your roster can play. that's going to be on DT1, I think it's pretty fair.
Yeah, totally fair. And we are seeing the good lucks in the chat. We are again going to be getting to this first map of the match. Closest match this week, seeding-wise. So definitely looking for a potential tiebreaker match. Those teams do seem evenly matched, but very, very different functioning, as we said earlier. So we'll see which of the consistency on the Polish roster or the carry potential on Raikoho will triumph today.
And we just need a switch from the scene, and
There we go.
We are on the map, we're on the match, and we have to maybe see some early breaks. But honestly, before the first KI, I don't know if it's going to really happen.
And I'm very happy to see this roster. We do see Raikoho, Shinkaro, Clutch, and Best on the right side. They are typically representative of the core roster of the Turkish roster in OWC, so you're going to see them for most of these mechanics maps. And on the left side, Tardis, Hadayo, Kosyarek, and BMG, of course. And Tardis with the first miss, actually, so it will be the early advantage. Kosyarek following, so now bigger advantage as we get to the first KI, or full combos of 2.
Yeah, way bigger advantage, and honestly this map is quite simple indeed, and so we're going to see a third break from the Polish side. It's only BMG on the side of the Polish team, still 4 FCs on the board for 7 for the top 1 Turk. It looks already really promising for them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Unless a complete collapse happens like right now, I think it's a validated point for them. It's already 450k.
No. Validated point? No. It's not validated at all.
Honestly, we're halfway and we're already 500k difference. It's only one full combo on BMG. Unless we see like a 4-way miss right now, I think it's already over.
Yeah, okay. That I would agree. But honestly, that could happen. So we're going to see a break from from Kosyarek, and still yeah, that's a trade. Actually, dual trade from Clutch.
Oh,
and,
wait a minute.
Brzęczyszczykiewicz is going to break only Raikoho. And when I told that it was definitely recoverable, I was talking about that. That's why I wasn't really agreeing with you. And
I see what you mean.
I think it looks okay, but problem is that this is a slow part. And so the node density is going to be really bad. And I don't know if there's actually going to be enough map potentially for the Polish team to come back.
Yeah, Raikoho still with very high accuracy FC, only matched by BMG. And there is recovery on Tardis and Hadayo, but it is a little too late for this in the map. BMG is going to miss, and that is going to seal it. That is going to seal it. It is going to be the opening pick, working out for 7 fedotoff 1 Turk. Looking very solid on this map, actually. Lowest score on them being 740k.
Yeah, just that those triple misses, just before the slow part was a tiny bit scary. But they end up having a decent lead. Nice opening pick. Honestly, winning their DT1 just fine. I think this is pretty much what you want to see if you're rooting off for 7 fedotoff 1 Turk. That's going to be Polish team to pick. I would expect some kind of gimmicky side. Maybe going for Fremont 2. Honestly, looks kind of fine. They could go for a lot of picks actually.
Yeah, and you do see though the consistency on the Polish roster on this map. They did also get a fairly good score, 3.2 million, and the 1 miss on both BMG and Tardis. It could have gone the other way if the Turkish collapse had happened a little earlier. Fortunately, they did get their first point on board on their own opening pick. Now, maybe something like Hidden 1 would be a good opening pick for the Polish team. They do have the superior Hidden roster. Or they could try and go somewhere in the free mods.
Actually, Fremont 2 is speed. I forgot about that. But
yeah, Fremont 2 is speed.
Yeah. Fremont 2 is going to be always speed. I always forget about that. They could... So you did mention HG1. I wouldn't at the same time agree, at the same time disagree. They just lost on aim. I don't know if this is going to be the best opening pick for them.
Oh, it's very different type of aim, though.
Yeah, true. But that's why I was mostly talking about Fremont 3 maybe. Going a bit more of the gimmicky side. HG1 is still okay. It's going to be really awkward aim-ish with HG. But again, a lot can be picked, but that can be also dangerous for the Polish team.
are seeing Kayloni in the chat. Probably a bit impatient. They still have some time to figure out their first pick on the Polish side. And it is going to be Nobot 4.
Okay.
Nobot 4 has an opening pick. Interesting.
Not fair. Honestly fair. You know those CT1s, so Nomad 4. You could replace Nomad 4 by Nomad 3. It would also look fine. This is the like Nomad 4 is typically the type of thing that you can just pick first pick, and you'll be like, okay, well, let's just try to do something and let's see what happens.
It's less of a consistency. It's like your typical Nomad 4 length. It's a bit more on the shorter side, where you're gonna have to get in it right away because it's really that kind of snappy slider aimy. It's slider tech, very tricky. So you really got to kick it in right away and get some score, bank some score, because this map is pretty unforgiving compared to the rest of the pool.
Pretty hard also to hack. It can be also compared to a little bit of a gimmick, which is potentially why they picked into it. OD9, but watch out for that. That accuracy is not going to be really high overall on this map. And it's going to be the first custom map. Not custom song, but custom map picked into this match. And it's going to be mapped by who again? Let's see. It's Numerios, yeah.
Yeah. So one of the many custom maps in this map pool.
Yep. I think we're going to go soon. Actually, not really. The rosters are still going to be formed. No GL in the chat. Meaning that the match is still not going to be here. Actually, she's got a wake-up call. And I think we're going to start right now.
Yeah, we're probably going to start very shortly.
Yeah.
Yeah, on paper, I definitely think this is a good pick for the Polish team, but definitely not a free one. That is, you have some decent tech players on 7th out of top 1 turk. So I don't think it will be that one-sided by any means, but we'll see. Perhaps the higher consistency on the Polish team will triumph.
Yep. I think we're going to begin soon. And start 10. And here we are, as we mentioned, very complicated map, honestly. And we are going to
get
see it.
Switch of screams. There we go. And so we do see, I believe that's a full change in roster. No, Kashirek and BMG were on the side of the Polish team already. So we are seeing Hadayo and LarXPL enter for the first time. One change on the Turkish side, Heroni swapping in for Edis versus.
Yep.
I haven't seen LarXPL play in a while, so I'm very excited to see him. BMG definitely, I think, will be someone to look at on a map like that.
Yep, definitely strong. Overall, I think the Polish team can be really strong on this kind of Nomad 4. Rico is going to be the first side
Oh my god, that's a lot of drops.
Yeah, by Edayo and Larox, but again by Clutch. And now this is only 2 assists to 2. This is still anyone's game.
Yeah, the accuracy is slightly favoring the Turkish team, but yeah, as you said, the combos are basically even now with those 4 drops traded. Now Raikoho Clutch are going to look to recover to support their full combos. This is not their pick. This is a great opportunity to get in with a breakpoint in the match. But Heironi is going to drop. That is now only 1 full combo. And the Polish take the lead with BMG and Hadayo. Make that only 1 with BMG, but it is traded by Shinkiro. No FCs anymore on the side of the 7th to the top. And still BMG with the standout performances. We were talking about him. And he is still holding on to this full combo halfway through the map.
Yeah, the only thing is that he doesn't really want to look for potentially a break at the middle of the mark of the map. Of course, the score is going to be high capped if he finds a break right now, but it doesn't seem to be the case. And BMG and Arax also with the supportive combo is going to look very good on that matter. Clutch, the only one pretty much to deal with those kind of high combos, but that's not going to be really enough for the Turkish team. Laris is going to find a break, but BMG is still holding on, and I don't know if it's going to break for the entire map.
Yeah, and we do now have also the recovery of Hadayo and Kashirek. And only really Heironi and Raikoho supporting Clutch, and there goes Heironi, and it is traded by Hidayo and Koscielek, but that standout performance now on BMG, really doing the work for his team, as Clutch cannot fight him off on his own. Raikoho is basically canceling out, with the help of Clutch, the score on BMG, but it is going to be a point on the Polish side, and maybe the thing on BMG, and he does it. It is a full combo.
Yep. Very nice. Full combo actually is going to also be the MVP for Clutch on the side of 7 fedotoff, 1 turk.
Oh man,
That's not.
that's heartbreaking. One miss on 3 players
Yeah,
for fedotoff.
that's a bit unfortunate, but there was also a lot of slider breaks on the side of 7 fedotoff, 1 turk. So it's not going to be it for them. The outstanding performance from BMG with the FC is going to carry this one home. Koscielek also doing quite nice with this 500k. Overall, it's going to do a little bit of favor for the Polish team. And now this is 7 for the top 1 turkey picking again. I would expect another map. Could consider HR1, honestly.
I think they could probably lean more towards DT, which was their heavily favored mod pool for speed in general. So DT3, 3 mod 2, also not out of the question for 7 fedotoff. And yeah, the Polish speed roster isn't necessarily the most impressive in the entire tournament. And 7 fedotoff, they have the huge advantage of having at least one basically guaranteed FC on Raikoho. So you basically need the backing combos to support his carry performance. Whereas on the Polish team, you don't really have the player who can match him.
Yeah, I mean, Raikoho can be really fine on Nomad, can be really fine on HR. That's why I was also mentioning HR. He can definitely run away with the HR1.
Oh yeah, he's a phenomenal Hard Rock player as well, for anybody who knows him. Has seen him set incredible Hard Rock scores.
DTC can stop him, but they're still thinking about their pick. I think that might be for a reason. Of course, I don't know if they're really going to pick into the free mod. It's going to be HR2, not HR1.
And we are seeing it.
Yeah, watch for a little bit of offset on this map. There's some feedback on that. It's not going to be too impactful.
This match.
Custom song.
Is going to be blessed with the custom song.
Very, very nice map. A nice song from Peter. 1, 2, 4 on the song, and Avraya on the mapping, currently in the chat, saying hello. And yeah, very nice map. A lot of things going on this HR2. I think it contains a ton of things. And
I do see some excitement in the chat for this custom song.
Yeah, you can try to resume like with 3 words this map. I don't know if I can. You know, there's actually a lot of things to mention. Like there's like, because it's also multi-genre in the song, you can expect like a ton of different skill sets. That's what it's mostly about.
Yeah, it definitely stands out among other precision maps as a pretty complete hybrid of different types of mechanics. You even could call it like some patterns would even have a slight light tech aspect, and it's basically mechanics based with 200 BPM. So it's definitely not your typical precision map that you will see in most map rules. And I'm very, very happy with its inclusion here.
Yep.
Nice.
I mean, the only the only typical thing about the Sector 2 is that's going to be 6.5, but is it even worth mentioning?
Well, yeah, it's your typical slot for Hard Rock 2 in most tournaments, but it's definitely not your typical CS5 map. Precision, and here we go. We are seeing the good lucks in the chat, and we are going to get in this third map. So far, pick's being traded, and I don't know exactly how high the chances are for the Polish team to do something against them on their own pick, but oh, we see the double pick. Wow.
And also we need to switch teams. Yep. We're gonna get there.
Yeah, here it comes. We got it. There we go. And so it is going to be Raikoho, Heironi, Heironi Clutch against Tardis, Larox, Hidayo, Koscielek. not too many changes in the rosters. We do see those core rosters on both teams really expressing themselves on most of these maps. Hadayo is going to be the early miss, traded by Hironi. It's 3-3 in this intro.
Yeah, also this map is pretty long itself, so it's actually going to be quite fine having the trade already in this map. Not going to be too significant. We could expect also some accuracies maybe being a bit low. Larox, Irony, we just see it.
Does not seem to be a problem for Kostyarek so far on the accuracy department.
True, with this 99. Looking very, very strong so far. Another break from Edayo is going to give a little bit more the lead for 7 fedotoff, 1 turk. But we're getting into another part of the song.
Yeah,
it's very hybrid.
Parts. It is, as you said, very hybrid. Slower part can bank a little bit of combo for 7 fedotoff, 1 turk. However, the Polish team still holding 3 of these full combos, so they're definitely still in this, and just one drop on the other side could really switch it, and they could get their lead right back. So we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna get a bit of a combo part building up towards the end. And so far, it's just the recovery difference on Hironi, besting Hadayo in his recovery.
Yeah, very scary part is that everyone is holding pretty high combos, and so it could still be anyone's game. You see 7 fedotoff, 1 turk having the lead.
Hironi on the slow part.
Yeah, that's going to be okay, though there's still 3 FCs on their side, but the combo advantage is going to be for the Polish team. Not by too much, but they're slowly going to have it.
Slowly coming back towards the Polish team, as you said, but that Hironi miss wasn't the worst in the world. It wasn't the full combo. And Clutch now missing. That's going to be a little bit more detrimental now. It is still 3 full combos. Hironi missing as well. It is now only Raiko and Shinkiro. Larox PL is going to trade one of them. Hadayo as well. It's 2-4-2, 50k difference towards the end of the map. Anything could happen. Hironi is missing once again. Clutch as well. Hadayo as well. Those 2 full combos still holding on Raiko and Shinkiro against Kostyarek and Tardis. It is towards the end of the map now. Anything can happen. 70k difference.
Yeah, it can still come back at the last second. Larox is going to miss, but that's not going to be matter. Raiko is going to find a miss, and I think that's going to be it. Shinkiro is going to be the only one holding on for 7 fedotoff, 1 turk, but look at Tardis. Look at Kostyarek finding a break. That's going to be on Tardis. It's going to clutch this one at the end, and that's going to be the first breakpoint of the match.
Oh my god, that was so close towards the end. And that Raiko miss just sealed it for Team fedotoff. It is going to be the first breakpoint in this matchup. The Polish team, very reliant on those 2 high combos, Kostyarek and Tardis, really putting up those great scores, full combo on both Shinkiro and Tardis. Great scores, but it is going to be a first breakpoint. And we do see the axe struggle on Larox PL, as you said earlier, but he did manage to get a decent combo, so it's not the worst deal in the world. Only 1 miss, actually.
Yep, and also just finding some side breaks here and there for Raiko and Kostyarek. Very unfortunate at the end, but overall Raiko, unfortunately, not managing to get the FC, I think, was a game changer. I don't know if it was going to be mattering too much at the end. It didn't matter at the end, but at least it would have been really close. I don't know if it would have made the points, but it's not going to be a breakpoint on paper. And I would expect the Polish team maybe picking into those 3 mods, or HG1 as you mentioned. HG1 looks pretty nice for them. 3 mod 1 could also look pretty good.
Yeah, hidden 1 could be an option, but seeing as they did take the precision, I think that the anti-mod 3 could be also an option for this Polish roster, as they do have the hidden advantage. They do have at least 1 player who can take the precision, so, and they are more of a gimmicky roster, so 3 could also be an option in this matchup. However, as you said, hidden 1, maybe the safer pick, second pick.
Yeah, also in that matter, as I mentioned, 3 mod 1, you did mention 3 mod 3 just after. 3 mod 3, yes, definitely better than 3 mod 1. So if there's actually a 3 mod to pick, it would be 3 mod 3. What about the no mod?
No mod 3? The alt map is coming.
They want to go over the mechanics part. It could be a dangerous game, to be honest.
Yeah, dangerous gamble. This is not the easiest map. It's not the hardest either. It's basically consistency based. Bit of a hybrid ult map it is.
Yeah.
And also, of course, we are obliged to mention an awesome custom map as well. Mapped this time by Judge first, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Absolutely. That number 3 is definitely not going to be the hardest in the pool again. But still number 3, you can find some cheapnesses here and there. If I remember, it's pretty snappy. Pretty snappy number 3. Only the supports are going to be slow aim-ish. And so you have to be very comfortable on this fast aim. But we'll see. Also, we did see a number 3. Well, if you saw Ryuke are having a little bit of a speaker problem on the map, and you know, having like 50%, and just struggling.
Very, very unfortunate. Hopefully we won't see the same type of issues here, so we are waiting for the players to get back in the lobby, but that Nomad 3, as you pointed out, maybe not the hardest map in the map pool, but we're going to see more of these snappy patterns, and looking at the Polish roster, I definitely expect some pop-up performances. Players like BMG, for example, should find their footing on this map.
Yep. Also, pretty long map. Honestly, we can expect a lot of things. Nomad 3, I think it's definitely more of a toss-up than anything, which is why I'm a bit surprised to see that Nomad 3. I would believe that they will have better to pick. But if Nomad 3 is working, then you can pick it to Nomad 2. I wonder if they're going to pick really into Nomad 1, but they could like just pick into Nomad, into picking into Nomad, into picking into Nomad, and they will do fine.
Yeah, the Nomad pool, though, is a bit more of a toss-up between these two teams. As we see on the qualifiers, the difference on Nomad 3 was only about 140k in favor of the Polish team. Of course, this is a very different Nomad 3, but still, it's not by any means a guaranteed point 100% of the time. You could have a great point here.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
at the very least, it looks favored for the Polish team on paper. They do have this to throw up on this.
Yeah, they look favorite, they look fine on it, which is why they pick it. Could also expect a breakpoint, honestly. This is the type of picks I think.
Regardless of what happens, this is a banger map, and I'm so happy it is being picked.
Yeah, true. This is a really good map. Very, very nicely done by Judge first. A lot of custom maps, of course, in this tournament. This is pretty much the gimmick of the tournament. And Shinkyo is going to be the first one to miss, but it's not going to be too relevant. Of course, some accuracy drops overall, though, on the side of 7 fedotoff 1 turk, giving maybe the Polish team the lead to the trade from BMG. It's going to even things up.
I'm gonna say, though, Brzęczyszczykiewicz does miss once again, so it is gonna be so far the slight combo lead for the Polish roster. But I'm gonna say I'm very happy to see Heironi and Raiko play all side by side once again, because rumor reference, but in OWC 2019, they were 2 of the 4 Turkish players who took that point off of USA and got the only lead against them, and that was on the alt map at that same map pool. So as we do see 2 more breaks on the Polish roster, it is going to shift back into the favor of 7 fedotoff 1 turk, as there are still 3 full combos. Raiko and Heironi backed up by the 3rd full combo on Lyar. Now it is only Kostiarek fighting them off with his amazing accuracy, but it is not enough, unfortunately, and the recovery on BMG is also helping a little bit, but Hardest is going to find more misses, struggling a little bit in this KI section.
Yeah, only Kostiarek on this side of the Polish side. That's not going to do them a lot of favor. Yeah, Heironi, Shinkyo both breaking. That's not going to be fine for 7 fedotoff 1 turk. They still have Rico, they still have Lyre. It looks overall a bit more fine for the Turkish team.
The Shinichiro is struggling as well. It is now, as you said, Lyar and Raiko, but Lyar drops, and that is actually going to shift it back towards the Polish roster, because Kostiarek is still holding, matching the FC on Raiko, and now it is 3 recoveries on both Lyrox PL and BMG with a nearly 800 combo now.
Yeah. Okay, Lars is going to find a miss, but BMG. I thought he's going to find a break, but BMG and Kasterek are definitely a bit better in the combo advantage compared to Rico alone on this set C. I think the supported combos are definitely going to matter on this matchup. Lean is going to be in favor of the Polish side. Not by too much. If we do see a break, it could still flip over, but it's definitely at their advantage.
Lead has swung back towards the Polish roster, and now those
Rico.
massive combos are just not managed anymore. Raiko did this, so it is a free full combo Kasterek. BMG with a great recovery as well. And these two, man, such a great performance in this match so far by Kasterek and BMG.
Yeah, both of them are really popping up since the beginning of this round of 32. They do really play those mechanics. BMG may be looking for a second FC. Or is it going to be an FC? No, no.
BMG is a recovery, but Kasterek may be looking for the second FC. He did FC the Hard Rock 2 earlier, and now on the Noma 3, he is popping up, hitting every pattern until the ending. Is he going to do it? Kasterek with a full combo. How about that?
Okay.
Nice score. And they take it,
nice.
and actually they take it pretty convincingly. 467k at the end. So really, sadly, the late map collapsed for the Turkish roster. And the Polish did have a bit of a scare in the early part of this map, but Heironi, Shinkiro, and Raiko all collapsed. LIR also decent score, LIR, 500k, but BMG with the recovery and Kasterek with his second full combo in the match. Really taking control over this match now, solidifying this breakpoint. It is now 3-1 for the Polish roster.
Yeah, honestly also for the Coptium viewers out here, even if Rico would have SC'd, I don't think it would have been even enough for the Turkish roster to take this one home. So it's going to be a breakpoint consolidated from the Polish roster. And now 7 to the top 1 track. We'll have to pick something. There's...
And DT3 it is. Instant pick.
That's fair. They won on DT1, they're picking into DT3.
Yeah, now I'm going to try and find possibly an advantage on the tapping aspect of this map pool. DT3, possibly Fremont 2 coming up after this one. And it is their last confirmed pick, as if they lose it, then it's up 4-1, and they will be in serious trouble, so they really need this pick.
Yeah, I do see also something in the general chat, seeing a little bit of a missed performance from TARDIS on this map. Fortunately for the Polish roster, it's not going to matter. It feels always weird when it happens. It's like that. It's a turn in life, I feel like. And yeah, they mentioned DT3, very short map. It's pretty much 1 minute long. Very bursty, contains some aim elements. Also finger control-ish, if I remember correctly. But extremely short, and it can end up to be a combo at the end of the day.
Yeah, you do remember correctly indeed, as there is more of a finger control aspect as well, because it is really the first team map 250 BPM, but it's not that death stream DT3 you would expect from a later stage pool. So there is more of a wiggle room for non-speed teams to take a breakpoint on it, but it is still fairly favored for tapping teams.
Yep, definitely. We'll have to see though, because the Polish team can still play speed, can still be fine on DT, but seeing by how tapping it can be, is definitely not the same story as DT1. This one you really have to tap a bit faster than DT1, so it's really going to be more an advantage for us instead of one Turk. As you mentioned before, DT3 was a really good pick. It's still a good pick. And now they will pretty much have to win it in order to not give pretty much points in favor of the Polish roster.
Yeah, I think Clutch is ready. I think he's ready to tap. Looking at the chat.
Yep.
Yeah, it is also a very short map, as you said earlier. So you definitely have to be ready instantly, because any miss is extremely punishing.
Yeah, even the first 10 seconds is still quite brutal, to be honest.
Yeah, and here we go. And this is maybe a decisive pick in this map, as we say. If they lose it, it would be in serious trouble. Down 4-1. The Polish team are looking to not let them come back in this match and take this second breakpoint. Clutch with the early miss, Raikoho cost her right, so early advantage, both in accuracy and combo for the Polish team so far. fedotoff actually coming in for his first map and struggling in this opening, so I hope he finds his footing later on in the map.
It has to be quick because, you know, because this map is really short, you really don't want to avoid those early breaks. And IO is going to trade those misses, but CNI and Tartus, both of them are looking quite good. And Kyosarek is going to find a miss. Tartus is also going to find a miss, traded by fedotoff. I think it looks
God, the collapse.
way better for fedotoff one trick, and I think they could have this in the bag.
No, yeah, I think they do, because the collapse happened around the 2/3 of the map, and as we said, it is so short, so the lead is flying over on the right side, so it was a bit scary in the opening of the map, but they stabilized a little bit more. Raikoho is going to miss, but Lyar is still here. Nobody here at the contest on the Polish team, and it is going to be a confirmed pick for 7 fedotoff 1 turk.
Oof.
They have a little more wiggle room, as you say. Oof. It was a bit of a scare in the beginning of the map, but they made it work. They made it work with a decent lead towards the end, so nice score. And Lyar full comboing the map, the only full combo in the lobby. And fedotoff actually was struggling on the map, had a rough start, but he did stabilize a little bit later in the map. And Raikoho also with the standout 800k in the lobby. Hardest nearly matching with the 1 miss as well, but even if he had FC'd, I think it would have still gone to 7 fedotoff 1 turk.
It was also very complicated for 7 fedotoff 1 trick at the beginning of the map and the end of the map, but the Polish team is going to find a complete reset at the pretty much the middle of the map, and you know, you really don't want to break at the middle of the map, and that was pretty much a decisive factor. They look really fun on the DT3, but you know, those misses here and there, also some accuracy drops here and there, lacking also about stabilization at the middle of the map, and that's going to cost them the points. That's still going to be their pick. They still can continue maybe going into the no mod. No, they're going to be free mod 3.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier as a possibility.
Looks really fine. I mean, potentially one of the best picks to go for. And free mod 3 is going to be the entire mod. It's going to be, I think, CS 5.2? No, yeah, 5.2 without HR and of course air rate. And it's going to be quite nice to see.
Yeah, I think this is one of the most favored towards the Polish team picks out of the remaining ones, so definitely a very solid pick in my opinion. I think they have the roster to shine. Probably expecting someone like Kosterek to take the precision, considering his amazing performance on Hard Rock 2 earlier. This slot should theoretically go to Raikoho on the fedotoff side.
Yeah, also another custom map from Kurashina Asuka. So props to that. It's going to be the first Honkai song, and we were teased that there's going to be more of them later in the tournament.
Apparently it's the first of many.
Yeah, first of many. I mean, there's a lot of Honkai Effect fans in the staff. So I mean, whether you like it or not, you're going to have some of it at least.
The anti-mod map is also with a very slow BPM, so there's going to have to be this slightly finger controlling aspect as well, where you have to really master that low BPM tapping.
Yeah.
Also some aim that can trick you up, so very tricky map. I would argue one of the hardest maps in this map.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's really tricky. And with the context of a team tournament where you have to have at least one exceptional hidden and one exceptional hard rock player to play these maps, it can be very tricky for teams to not get fourth players on the map like that.
Yeah, I mean, no one is even not allowed, so it's you know, it's always going to be very tricky, as you mentioned, to find a roster. This map though looks quite fine for run of 32. I still think it would be quite comfortable for a lot of people. Especially, I think we're going to see Leosia coming in for the Polish side, maybe playing this map on easy. I think that sounds pretty fair. The easy map player is going to be 1.75. So it looks fairly standard on that regard.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the easy is going to be already multiplied on the overlay, so we're going to see, but definitely possibility for easy score from Village, as you pointed out. I tend to agree with that. And on the fedotoff side, other than Raikoho, HR, maybe Heironi with the hidden. And I don't know how they're going to spread out their other mods throughout the other players.
Rico on HR.
BMG is definitely going to take hidden, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Rico on HR. Well, to see. Honestly, we can get surprised on some of players. There are some players that we're, I think, not going to be surprised at all. And we're going to see the mods right now.
Here we go, the 6th pick of this map, and decisive that is, as if Polish scores, they're on match point. So at least guaranteed tiebreaker if they were to win this map. And we are going to see BMG on the hidden, Hardest on the hard rock, accompanied by Kostyarik and Sinai on the hidden. On the other side, we see 3 hard rocks on the side of 7 fedotoff. On Clutch, Raikoho, Edisberg's best, and we did see a couple of early misses in this introduction. Clutch and Edisberg's best on the fedotoff side, and Hardest on the Polish side.
Okay, I think we got actually the confirmation that Leosia is not playing this match, though.
Oh, Leosia is absent?
Yeah, I mean, not playing this map, I think, is pretty weird. But yeah, Triple HR on the side of the Turkish roster sounds really, really fair. They do look way better on HR. And it's going to be mostly next mod on the side of the Polish roster, and BMG is going to find a chain miss on that HG. It's going to give a bit more advantage on the side of 7 fedotoff 1 Turk, but not with the break from Brzęczyszczykiewicz on the HR. And it's not going to be really close.
Yeah, it is still anyone's game. 3 combos, 2 full combos on the top side. Now, not so close anymore with Clutch, but it is traded by Cyanide, so still 2 major combos. Shinkiro and Raikoho against Kostyarik and Tardis, a double hard rock, facing 1 hard rock and 1 hidden, so the mod advantage slightly in the favor of the Polish team, but very slightly. It is basically even.
Yeah, honestly, like those very spaced jumps, low BPM jumps, you can miss so much of them on HG, and also HR, you know, those aim, like you have to go to all of your entire screen to hit the next note, and honestly, it's not the easiest things to do. We're getting more on the overall part. The project is going to find a mystery already, but CNI.
Cyanide, the flow part is very, very tricky. Those streams and Cyanide, and just Cyanide and BMG missing. So now the combo back at the advantage of 7 fedotoff and 1 Turk with that recovery on Clutch. Still, those 2 big combos on each side, basically matching. Hardest is slightly behind, but is not really that much. Clutch is really the difference big. But Shinkiro misses. That is going to be big. That is going to be big for the Polish team now. 1 combo up. It is only Raikoho matching both Tardis and Kostyarik with the slight recovery on Clutch, but it is not going to be enough. And the further we get into this map, the more it's looking like another Polish point. And Raikoho misses. That is going to do it.
Yeah,
that is the nail in the coffin for this map.
Yeah, that's going to be match point, if ever, of the Polish team. There's absolutely no question about it. 2 FCs on the side of Tardis and Kostyarik. Tardis was definitely not happy about his normal 3 performance, but he can be really happy about his HR performance on this.
Oh my god,
map.
double
It's
miss
going
at the
to
end.
be, I'll comment the curse, you gotta deserve it. That's still going to be 900k. With Kostyarik going to be actually the MVP of the Polish side. Going to have almost 1 million, even with the side bike. What a beautiful accuracy from him. And that's match point.
Kostyarik on precision is looking stupidly good. He will not get the 3rd full combo, his 3rd full combo in this match. Slider breaking towards the end, but still a fantastic performance. Both Tardis and Kostyarik outperforming the best score on 7 fedotoff 1 Turk's side, being this 841k on Raikoho. Still a very, very solid score. A slider break as well. And other notable scores, Shinkiro, 600k on the hidden, destroying both hidden scores on the Polish side.
Yep. Hold on a second. Here we are. Okay. And yeah, it's going to be quite difficult right now for 7 fedotoff 1 Turk to try to build something. What could be a pick? They could go for HO1. Nomad 2 looks okay.
I will take this picking phase to reply to someone in the chat. I think we are able to give a little baguette for
Yeah.
for our friend Nozomi.
Baguette, oui, bonjour, salut, hey, baguette, omelette du fromage. Okay.
All right, that's enough French for today.
Yeah, that's enough. enough French. Let's go.
And it is now a very, very important pick. It is the last pick, potentially, for 7 fedotoff. They really need to make this one count. And it is going to be from up 2. They are continuing on the tapping phase, tapping abuse. And can we really blame them? They look much better on tapping in the qualifiers, so I think it's the safest strategy here to come back in this match. But they are still going to need a breakpoint, even if they win their own pick. So not out of the woods by any means, but still a map that could be favored for them.
Yeah, I mean, picking to speed, so far it was okay. Like, it worked pretty well in their favor. Sometimes a little bit more gamble-ish, but it was still okay. So Fremont 2 is not very surprising. They could have also gone for Nomad 2, but Fremont 2 is also pretty fair. They'll still have to go for 4 modes in total. This is the rule of this tournament. I would expect a lot of HR on this map.
A lot of HR, yeah. It's true that with this AR density, it could be tricky to play on the hidden. So hard one does sound like a valid strategy.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be AR 9.4, so you can still put HG on it. It's actually going to look quite fine on it. The density is not going to be too challenging. And by the way, should I mention this is also going to be a custom map from Avayara again. Just, you know, having more custom maps than anything in this tournament.
Yeah, to come back to what you were saying on the hidden though, not only the AR, but also the large circles could be quite uncomfortable to play. I mean, of course, I'm basing this on how I would feel, and I would hate playing this on HD, but I mean, I guess I don't know what these players know.
AR 9.4 on speed is looking fine. If it was talking about AR 9.2 or 9.1 or even worse, AR 9, I think
that would
speed,
be really rough.
yeah, it would be really, really rough. 9.4 looks actually quite fine. And yeah, it can be really tricky to deal with those kind of densities. It's not going to be too much the case with that, and so we could expect actually a lot of hidden. But for 7 fedotoff 1 turk, I would expect more HR than hidden.
I'm very happy to see most of these custom maps being played this weekend. A lot of them so far, so very, very happy. Great work, of course, with all of these custom maps. So many of them already, and it is only the second round of the tournament, and we are going to see a lot more throughout this entire tournament, and very much looking forward to it. And we are seeing the good lucks in the chat. We are going to get into this 7th map. Decisive point, turning point in the match, possibly also maybe the match point coming in for the Polish team if they manage to find a break point. So this pick counts more than any other, and here we go.
Okay, yeah, some free breaks, not going to be too much of a deal. So plenty of maps to go.
3 hard blocks on the fedotoff team, and 3 hiddens actually on the Polish team.
Yeah, I mean, Hidden's definitely possible on this map, and yeah, as expected, 3 HRs on the side of the Turkish team. fedotoff is going to find a miss on that issue. It's not going to be too bad, but the lead is going to be a bit more in favor of the Polish team. Not by too much, because of the accuracy is a bit low here and there.
Hardest the hard block still working. Splendid accuracy. Are recovering, but we are seeing a trade. Lyra are trading with Cyanide. Basically 3-3 clutch. Made that 2, or more like 1.5, because fedotoff is a recovery. 3 full combos still. Medaio, TARDIS, and BMG. It is looking now heavily favored for the Polish team in terms of combo.
Rico is looking a little bit lonely. I mean, fedotoff is here to support him, but I don't know if it's going to be quite enough. Sienna is going to find a miss,
but it's not what you want. BMG, that's the start of something maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's the
Medaio.
Okay,
Medaio.
I said nothing.
All right.
It's comebackable.
This might be coming back for Team fedotoff. They need it desperately. TARDIS is holding for dear life. But Raikoho is trading, and Clutch, LiR, and fedotoff are all recovering, all pulling the score back slowly in their favor. There is enough time. It is only 60k. It will swing back to the right side if nothing changes. And fedotoff is going to miss, but the combo is still on the side with Clutch and LiR besting the recoveries of the Polish team. It is only 50k difference, 1/4 of the map. Only LiR misses now.
Okay, Rico is still in the FC. I can start TARDIS. If we do see some misses at the end, it could change literally anything.
Happen. It is 80k difference, but now swinging back towards the Polish side because they have the higher recovery combo. It is still the FCs matching on Raikoho and TARDIS. The battle of the full combos, and Clutch is doing his best to recover and back up, but he is not enough to match Cyanide, Hidayo, and BMG. Cyanide is going to miss, but it is still in the favor of the Polish roster by 150k. I think this is it.
Yeah.
We are hitting the final patterns, and Raikoho and TARDIS both full combo, but it is going to be the victory. 5-2. The Polish team triumphs on this final breakpoint.
That was some great performance from TARDIS. Without that performance from TARDIS, it would have been definitely a different story for the Polish team. Rico also trying his best with the FC, but overall the support are going to be better for Polish team, and that's going to be it for. They're going to be on the winner's side for round of 16 for 7. fedotoff 1 Turk. It's going to be a loser run, but I think they can do quite well in the loser bracket. I don't know what you think about it.
Yeah, and I would have to say good luck to the Polish team. As a reward for your insane match, you now get to play Team Kodomiller.
Oh no. Jesus.
Yeah, so definitely not as much of a favorite matchup looking for next week for this Polish team. Of course they're going to do their best, but yeah, it's quite the heavy task to face the overwhelming favorites of the tournament in the next round. And of course, as you said, 7 fedotoff dropping in the loser bracket, definitely not over for them yet. And still they got through quite a fight, as they were still able to manage to get 2 points in this matchup. And it didn't quite go to the tiebreaker, but many of these points were really close, so it very easily could have gone on another way to this tiebreaker that we desperately wanted to see in this 16th against 17th seeded matchup. And also, a very slight other note, on the second stream we did have another match that finished a bit before with a score of 5-1 in the favor of Together We Are Terrific, beating Germany OWCB.
Yep, expected not a seed upset. I think that's going to be it for this stream. What's going to be the next stream?
I think that's all for today. So tune in. Next match will be 15 UTC on Sunday tomorrow. So tune in at 15 UTC for the next matches. That will be all for today. And thank you for the stream. Thank you, Crystal, also for casting this with me. It was a very enjoyable experience.
Yeah, thank you, Savaru, too, for casting with me. I think that we're going to say goodbye to this stream. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.